what is going on, guys? My name is Leo Master. Welcome back to another Overwatch League news video. And today, guys, we have a few things to go over today. Not a lot has been happening recently, and it feels weird not doing everyday videos like we have been this past 2 weeks or something like that. But we got some potential leaks today, with obviously Halo of Thoughts with the first one, potentially the second one. It's not from Halo of Thoughts, but it does come from someone somewhat reliable, as we have seen from the past. And also, we're going to talk about the accidental leak from Fact Fiction on his Twitch stream, and it basically is Paris Eternal scrims, and they're showing everyone who they have tried in this first block. Same thing goes with coaching as well. Let's go ahead and start off with a big one coming from Halo of Thoughts. If you guys have not seen, Halo of Thoughts has tweeted out that Atlanta Reign has signed Pelican to the roster. I've said this so many times throughout this offseason that Pelican's going to be one of the better players this offseason as a flex DPS player, and it looks like he's going to go to Atlanta Reign, which honestly makes sense a little bit. Obviously, they don't have Ursa anymore. Saucy's gone. You have Sharp and Edison on your roster. You need a flex DPS, so you bring Pelican in, and it's great. He's a really good DPS player. I think he can fit well with Edison if they still keep him. He's very aggressive, very flexible, one of the better players that was in this contender season, or these past contenders, I should say. And he was definitely one of the better ones you should have gotten. He's one of the best flex DPS probably could have gotten as well. And also, just for a funny thing to say, Hawk and Pelican, we got two birds on this team now. We got Gator as well, an animal kind of thing. Where's Seagull at? We need Seagull now. But Pelican being out of this roster is very good. He can actually, I can see him fitting well with this team. It's definitely unexpected to see Pelican go to this team as well. I have a hard time seeing a lot of players go to Atlanta this season for some reason. But Pelican coming to Atlanta Reign is definitely a big move. Atlanta fans, you should definitely be really excited for this one. Hopefully him going on Atlanta does not ruin him like it did with Urster this season. I have no clue what still happened to Urster. Hopefully Pelican can be that top player still. Hopefully there's also more coaching staff changes with Atlanta Reign if we want to see Atlanta do good next season. They still need definitely a lot more changes. I feel like they definitely need maybe a backup flex DPS. Not, top level, maybe someone on the low, and then you have Edison probably work up his stuff again. Same thing goes with Sharp. Hopefully they use Sharp a lot more this next season with Pelican as well. I could easily see Edison and Pelican, and Sharp and Pelican being a pretty good DPS duo coming in this next season. We'll need to see where it goes. I love to see how he fits into this team because I am a little bit worried to see where this goes, because I expected him to go to a team like Toronto Defiant or just any team in general other than Atlanta Reign, but he's going there. Hopefully he turns out well. Hopefully him and Hawk and Pelican, those two names make some memes throughout the next season, because I think it will, but we'll see where it goes on. We'll come back to it later. Now, another potential leak coming from Ready Set Pwn, and I think they're a Vancouver Titans podcast if I remember correctly, but apparently they've leaked some stuff before. They just haven't been really known about it, and they have been right in the past, according to multiple people as well. They are saying that Agilities is going to Vancouver Titans, and in general, I think this just makes sense as well. You don't have a flex DPS spot on Vancouver Titans right now. You probably want some Canadian players, like the reason they kept Rolf as well. Rolf's a player, and he's Canadian, and you want to have those Canadian players on a Vancouver team. I think that fits well, and Agilities comes in, Canadian player, he's flex DPS player as well. They don't have that. He comes to this team, and he most likely will get starting time all the time because they don't have another DPS. I could easily see this happening. I feel like this just will happen in general if you just think about it. So seeing a Dalton Agilities duo would be nice. We still don't have any word on Shockwave, but I'm pretty sure most likely Shockwave's going to a different team. But Agilities and Dalton does sound pretty decent on paper, I'm not going to lie. They'll have a little bit more flexibility this next season. I'm really worried how Vancouver's going to go this next season in general. I'm not getting the greatest vibes off of this team right now. They're definitely dealing with not so much money, but they did recently just partner with a bank. Maybe that'll bring some money in. But Agilities to Vancouver Titans, they definitely needed someone like Agilities. Hopefully Agilities works on his flex DPS, roles in general, or hero pool I should say in general, because he only has been really good on the Genji this season. Occasionally some other heroes like maybe Doom or Pharah, but he definitely needs to get better on all the heroes like he kind of was in Season 1 of LA Valiant. Season 2 was not good for him. Season 3 was not good for him as well. This needs to be a good season for Agilities, or he'll be just probably not going to another team. I could definitely see Vancouver keeping Agilities if they want to go to Season 5 with Agilities, but maybe he'll retire. I think Agilities is a good pickup for sure, absolutely, if this is true. Definitely makes a lot of sense if this is the case. I don't see any other team taking Agilities but Vancouver, and I really hope the best for Agilities and also Dalton as well. Definitely could see this DPS duo doing really good things in the future. Hopefully they get some great coaching and also building just around Agilities and Dalton as well. Okay, so as soon as I was about to edit the video and render it, we got another tweet coming from Halo Thoughts. This is probably cut in somewhere really random. I'm very sorry, but I wanted to bring this into the video because it is basically confirming stuff we talked about in the past. Halo Thoughts has tweeted out, while I'm awaiting final confirmation, my understanding is that Dallas Fuel and Shanghai Dragons are expected to complete a trade for Fearless. At this point, I think it's true. I think Fearless is going to the Dallas Fuel. We talked about it in my previous video with Man of the Philadelphia Fusion. We talked about the Discord messages that someone had in some Discord server, and he said Fearless to Dallas Fuel and Kevster to Shock. And at this point, it's confirmed. I feel like those two are confirmed at this point. We'll go talk about Kevster if Halo Thoughts talks about Kevster at some point, or Shock releases something. But Fearless at this point has got to be confirmed. We had one guy talk about he had potential leaks, and he was right in the past as well. Fearless is now on Dallas Fuel. Halo Thoughts is saying under my understanding, and there's heavy stuff he said about the Fearless to Dallas. At this point, it's just confirmed. He doesn't have it fully confirmed just yet, but it's got to happen. And my thoughts on this is that this is great for Dallas Fuel, but not so much for Shanghai Dragons, as I would say. Fearless is one of the best main tanks, if not the best main tank, next to Smurf this entire season of the Overwatch League. Very aggressive of his Winston, Ryan play, and even Orisa play as well when he does get to play it. But his Winston and his Ryan have been his best throughout this entire season. Him going to Dallas Fuel is going to be crazy. Him pairing up with Hanbin is going to be such a insanely good tank duo, it sounds on paper. Definitely can fight against the top one like Smurf and Choi. I'd love to see how this will go out in this next season with Fearless and Hanbin. Also with Doha, Sparkle, and whoever the next DPS is going to be. We're all thinking it's going to be DM, but we don't really know at this point. But Fearless to Dallas Fuel is absolutely crazy. At this point, Dallas really wants to win. It just all depends on who their main support is going to be and who their hits against DPS is going to be, because everything else is absolutely fantastic with the coaching staff they have. Fearless coming in is going to be crazy, and even Yiska on top of this. I'll probably find the tweet, and if it's not on the screen, I just couldn't find it, but if it is on the screen, there it is. I did find it. But Yiska has also even said something on the lines of Dallas Fuel hasn't even announced their nuttiest signings yet, or their best signings just yet, and that's got to even point towards more of Fearless joining the Dallas Fuel. This is crazy. When it comes to the Shanghai Dragons side, I'm very sorry, Shanghai Dragons fans, but you may have to deal with Stan 1 for a whole season, which I think there's potential with Stan 1. We saw that a little bit this past season with him. He was great on Orisa and even Ryan sometimes, occasionally Winston. I thought he was pretty solid this season for the Shanghai Dragons. Maybe they'll keep him this season, or maybe trade him for another main tank. Who knows? Maybe the Shanghai Dragons is trying to go on a little bit of a budget and Fearless costs too much maybe, and that's why he's going to Dallas Fuel, because Dallas Fuel has a lot of money, and just Fearless would go over there, get paid what he normally got paid, and it would be fantastic to see Fearless on a team with Hanbin. That just sounds scary on paper. That sounds absolutely scary on paper. I would love to see how this turns out next season. Hopefully it's all good with Young, with Rush, and even Aid under that coaching staff. And we'll all just need to wait and see what the main sport's going to be in the hit scan, and that depends on where they're going to rank. At this point, they have to at least be top 3 or top 5 in the league next season with the people we got right now on the roster. Let's still say Fearless is rumored, but at this point, it's almost confirmed. At this point, it's really confirmed at this point. Hanbin and everyone else, this team wants to win next season. Then on to the last thing we got for today, the potential leaks for Paris Eternal coming from Fact Fiction on accident when he hit go streaming instead of go recording, which is very, very common actually. The buttons are literally right beside each other. And here is the Paris Eternal screenshot that was there, and there's a lot to take in here. First off, the instant vibe you got is that this team going hardcore budget. They do not have enough money this year. It's going to be very tough for them. Their goal is definitely trying to get the best players you can as possible. You're most likely not going to win or get close to even playoffs maybe with this team. But I do got to say there is some bright spots when I look at this. Mostly the coaching. You have Bai Zenith, who has been great. Get Amaze, who has been a great coach at Contenders. And Gods of Fact Fiction as well. If you guys have not known, Gods of Fact Fiction has gone into coaching, and they've been winning actually in Contenders. So I definitely think if they got at least one of these coaches, maybe 2, or maybe got all of them and put assistant coaches on them, I think this would be great for the Paris Eternal personally. But when we go to the players, it kind of goes downhill a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Now, when I see these players and I see the best players they could definitely pick up is like Jkaru and Note. That could be probably your best tank line when it comes to these. And going against Muma and Calman, Jkaru and Note got to be the better tank duo. Then you got the DPS. I personally think all the 4 DPS players we're looking at are probably the best options. You know, obviously this is the like one scrim block. They probably have way more DPS that are currently trialing right now. And same thing goes with tanks, same thing goes with coaches and supports as well. But when I look at this, Onigod, Razor, Dynasty, Track are actually all really good DPS players. Are they probably championship worthy? Not so much, but they can probably get you far. Same thing goes with Jkaru and No. I think these guys could be really good. Now we go on the supports. I don't have the best things with these, I definitely think the best two you can get is Paintbrush and Luke Mino, if that's how you say his name. I definitely have watched him in the past before. He's actually a pretty decent off-sport, or flex-sport, we would say, in contenders. Paintbrush, I just see more Paintbrush than the guy below him, Moser. I just think Paintbrush still has a lot of chance, or potential to be really good in the Overwatch League, next to maybe like Luke Mino. And those two would be a decent support duo, but not the best. When it comes to Muma, I really don't see Muma getting on the team this year. Maybe Vancouver Titans. That's it. Paris Eternal, if he's going against J. Caro, I think J. Caro is most likely going to get that spot. But anyways, guys, that's going to be for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to stay more in tune with Overwatch League news and Overwatch League stuff in general, don't forget to subscribe down below. And also don't forget to join my Discord down below as well. Don't forget to follow my Twitter and my Twitch, and don't forget to hit that bell, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.